Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of BC Sports Update here on WEDT. Live from the campus of Barton College, as always, I'm Mike Del Sardo alongside Simone Barbour. Simone, tell us a little bit about what we have for this show.
Well, Mike, our very own Katie Wilkinson will sit down with women's tennis player Ananya Sarkar.
Simone, I heard that's an interesting story, and we'll definitely look forward to hearing more later. The Barton baseball team enters this season with a veteran lineup. It's been the first time they've had this for quite a while, and now we'll learn more as I had the privilege of sitting down with junior right fielder Avery Harper. Let's take a look. I know you guys are expecting an interview with Avery Harper, and I promise that's coming right up. But before we take a look at a little bit about his story and the baseball team, I thought it'd only be fair for you guys to see what this kid can do on the field. Let's take a look back to last year at one of Avery Harper's magical moments. Avery, being such a good friend of mine, it's an honor to have you on the show. And when we spoke last week and you said that you would do this, I started to think back a few years ago when we were coming in as freshmen. And just to think about how you've progressed as a baseball player over the few years has been a privilege to watch you play throughout these past few years. And, while we're speaking about baseball, what is the team's expectations going into this season, and how do they differ from last season?
This year we have a lot of high expectations. Coach Simmons always talking about, this is our year. This is the year he's been trying to develop for, I know, at least since I was a freshman. We have a lot of veteran players returning this year at a lot of key positions. The leadership is really, really good this year. Last year it was all right, but it wasn't that great. A lot more focus is coming this year. I think our offense is going to be really strong, and defense is going to be really strong too.
Well, it certainly seems like you guys have high expectations and have all the things in place to make a run at the conference tournament. Now that we learned a little bit about the team expectations, what are your personal expectations and maybe some of your goals coming into this season?
Coming into the season, batting in the middle lineup. This offseason I've kind of worked on, trying to be a better situational hitter. Being, middle of the lineup kind of guy, you relied on driving in a lot of runs. So, this off season I've been trying, to be a better situational hitter, trying to get bunts down, drive in runs, all this stuff. Defense, I've been trying, I play right field. I try to, cover a lot more ground to help out the center fielder or second baseman or something, but overall I just want to try to do whatever helps the team.
As you mentioned, you're hitting in the middle of the lineup, as you did last year along with Collins Cuthrell and Dylan Rudio. You guys are back with another year of experience under your belts, but this year, all the coaches and the people around the conference picked you guys to finish towards the bottom of the pool. What are your thoughts about that as a veteran group, and then how do you think that can help you this season?
Oh, it's just a motivator. The past 2 seasons I've been here, we've always been picked, at the bottom of the standings, and it's just a big. In the off season we thrive to work on certain things to help us out throughout the season to get us up in the standings. So yeah, I guess it's just a big motivator for us.
As you mentioned, coming into this season, offense will certainly be a strength for you guys. What do you feel like some of your other strengths will be, and then maybe some weaknesses that you guys will have to improve?
It's not really a weakness, but I'll have to say it's a question mark. It would have to be our pitching. We have some freshmen on our pitching staff that's trying to transition from the high school level to a college level, which is very difficult to do. But overall, we're going to be a very solid squad in our pitching staff.
Now, Avery, skipping ahead to the end of the season, you guys have missed the conference tournament the past 2 seasons. What do you think, and what is your prediction for you guys to get back to the conference tournament, and what's your likeliness of doing so?
I feel like our chances are very, very good. This season, we're bringing in a lot of veteran players, and 1 through 9, I feel like our offense is very, very strong. Our defense is strong. We were picked last, but we came short a couple of games last year. But I think if we fight through a lot of games this year, we're gonna be fine.
Avery, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day to join us and tell us a little bit about the baseball team and the upcoming season. And it's been a joy to watch you the first 2 years here at Barton, and certainly wish you nothing but luck and success for the remainder of your next 2 seasons. And it was an honor to have you on the show, man. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
We wish him nothing but luck for the upcoming season and much success. Now we'll hear about the women's and men's track and field team and the men's basketball team and how they did against the rival Mount Olive after the break.
The Barton Edition, examining the programs, people, and progress of Barton College. See how Barton College helps make Wilson County a great place to live and learn. Moderator Isabella Gano explores how Barton College students and faculty make Barton College a thriving and exciting educational environment. Watch the Barton Edition exclusively on WEDT, Wilson Educational Television.
Welcome back to the studio. Before we send it to Katie, Simone, tell us a little bit about what we can expect for the men's and women's track team.
Well, we expect a lot for this season. We have a growing team. This year is the largest our team has ever been in all years that track has been here at Barton. The men have a good chance to do well with freshmen and transfers that now are here at Barton. And we have a lot of new freshman girls as well and transfers. And the women have a good chance at winning conference, so we'll see how the season goes.
Definitely sounds like you guys have a lot of potential for success. Now we're going to send it over to Katie Wilkinson, who's sitting with a Barton athlete who comes a long way from home to be with us. Katie?
Thanks, Mike. We're joined with Ananya Sakar. She is originally from India. She just played women's tennis here at Barton College, so we thank you for joining us, Ananya. So exactly how did you hear about a small college like Barton being from India? I mean, it's a totally different country. How did you hear about Barton?
Actually, Barton contacted me, and coach and I started talking through mails, and that's how I came here.
Well, now you played in Spain for 2 years. How did you end up at Spain, and how was that experience for you?
Actually, I looked it up online. It was a tennis academy in Spain, in Barcelona, and it was a great experience. It was really great.
Well, now, how long have you been playing tennis for? Is this something you started playing when you were younger, or did you recently started playing?
I've been playing tennis since I was 11 years old, and it's been a long time. But I didn't play tennis for 2 years in the middle because of problems, but now I'm back.
Well, now you're playing at Barton. As you came into the college, did you bond with the teammates well? Are you all close with them now?
Yeah, I'm bonding well, and they're all really nice girls, and hopefully we'll be better friends.
So what do you expect as your first matches are this weekend? What are your expectations for those matches?
I hope I win some matches. I do well, and I know it's going to be a good season and tough one, but I hope it's a good season.
Are you looking forward maybe a conference championship at the end of the season?
Who knows? I'll just try my best and hope for the best.
Well, we hope your experience here in the U.S. is a good one for you, and we do thank you for taking the time to join us. And stay tuned. We will be right back with more.
What a story, and it's great to have her here at Barton.
It definitely is such a unique story to see how somebody can end up all the way in Little Wilson, North Carolina. A few nights ago, Barton played their rivals, Mount Olive, and as we know, it's always a good thing and always a tough game. Now, Simone and I are going to take you through and take a look at the highlights. It was Spirit Night in the Doghouse, and the Barton faithful packed Wilson Gymnasium to support their beloved Bulldogs. This conference rivalry between Barton College and the University of Mount Olive has been around for some time. But let's get to the highlights. The Bulldogs controlled the tip, but it was the Trojans who controlled most of this game. Early, Brian McNair drives and tries a pull-up jumper, but the Trojan defense wasn't having it. Ewan Wright with the block. Then the Bulldogs blew open the score early, going on a 13-4 run, triggered by Kyrie Fazen's layup and a pair of tip-backs by Ryan Kanoy. Also adding to this run was Kendall Patterson, who had a pull-up jumper, and then there's Evan Shelton on a third-chance opportunity. Mike Moore hits a three as he was the Trojans' leading scorer with 18 points in the game. But on the ensuing possession, Zach Faircloth was able to answer with a three of his own. Shelton once again there to keep the play alive for the Bulldogs as he passes to Travis McEachern, who knocked down the shot. Then the Trojans look to who else but Mike Moore, who gets the pass from Dontrell Bright and puts in the bunny. Then just under 6 minutes, Ewan Wright gets the rebound off John Whelan's miss, and that tied the game at 18. Then it's more scoring for the Trojans. Mike Moore, that is, and he ties the game up at 20. And Moore again with the bucket on this turnaround jumper. And then with 10 seconds left, Ewan Wright goes up, and away and puts down this dunk. But just as time expires, Brian McNair hits this three to give the Bulldogs some momentum heading into the locker room. To the second half we go, and it's Mike Moore early as he hits a hook shot. But with an answer is Barton's sharp-shooting sophomore Chris Flemings, who hit a three from way downtown. And let's skip ahead to when Barton freshman Travis McEachern adds a three of his own. But for the Trojans, they look to senior Dontrell Bright, who nets a runner from 7 feet away to keep the lead. Trying to spark this comeback was senior Brian McNair, as he shows his excellent court vision to find Ryan Kanoy for the bucket. Then it's some defense by the Bulldogs that creates this fast break bucket by Kyrie Fazen, who gets the oop by Chris Flemings. Then this duo does it again. Patterson saves it and Flemings finds Fazen up the court as he slams it home. Flemings, who had 19 points in the second half, also showed up defensively as he stood in and took this charge that sparked the Bulldogs within 10. That led to the slam of Kyrie Fazen off the McEachern miss that brought the Bulldogs within 7. But Mike Moore then solidifies a rebound in the remaining seconds and gets fouled. Trying to make one last push for the Bulldogs is Chris Flemings as he buries this off-balance three. But it wasn't enough for the Bulldogs, and that's all she wrote from the Doghouse. The Trojans of Mount Olive went on to beat the Barton College Bulldogs by a score of 73-67. When we return from the break, our very own Katie Wilkinson will take us through the men's volleyball team in their last game as they upset the #1 team in the conference. We'll be right back for more.
Education Today with your moderator Amber Whitby, examining the people, programs, and progress of Wilson County Schools. An in-depth look at how Wilson County schools help make Wilson County a great place to live and learn. Exclusively on WEDT, Wilson Educational Television. Education Today in Wilson County Schools.
The men's volleyball team has improved each year in the past 3 years in the conference. Let's hear more about them, Katie.
The Barton College men's volleyball team recently began their 3rd season of play since bringing the sport to Barton. After bringing in junior transfer Mike McMahon from Pepperdine University and 4 other freshmen, the Bulldogs have a new look and are seeking their first Conference Carolinas title in school history. Mike McMahon, the transfer libero from Pepperdine University, is currently ranked 1st in the country in digs per set, and freshman setter from Italy, Federico Paligara, is a standout player to keep your eye on as well. 2-year head coach Jeff Lennox is looking to improve his Bulldogs and enter their first tournament run. The Bulldogs are currently in 7th place in the Conference Carolinas standings, but their rank does not show the outstanding start that they have had. After defeating the #1 team in the conference, Limestone, on their home court, the Bulldogs have played top-notch teams such as George Mason to help improve their performance. The Bulldogs will play in South Carolina on Valentine's Day weekend with hopes to move up in the Conference Carolina standings.
What a great win and upset that was for the Barton men's volleyball team. That's all we have for today, and we hope you tune in next time here on WEDT. On behalf of Simone Barbour and Katie Wilkinson, I'm Mike Del Sardo, and we'll see you next time.